This podcast is produced and managed by Kangaroo Fern Media Lab, Australia's independent video and podcast company. We do the podcasting hard bits so you don't have to. We make podcasts easy. Book a call at www.kangaroofern.com. www.kangaroofern.com.
Let me ask you a question. How much control do you think you have in your life? Can you imagine a day without it? If the idea of losing control scares you, then listen on. That's what we're going to talk about today. You are listening to episode 19 of Wellness Friday with Coach Joy Karen.
Let's talk well-being and mental health. Whether you're an aspiring coach, content creator, or podcaster, you need to take care of yourself as well. Wellness Friday with Coach Joy Karen.
What's up, pod friends? It's me, Joy Karen, your creativity coach. Wellness Friday is a weekly show created for podcasters and content creators in mind. This show aims to talk about creativity, inspiration, and overall well-being so you can keep on doing what you love most. First, let me thank my podcast management group, Miko of Kangaroo Fern Media Lab, and to your amazing team for this platform and for the opportunity to spread the spark of creativity all over. So more and more people will do what they love most as they hashtag sparkle within. Let me ask you a question. How much control do you think you have in your life? Can you imagine a day without it? If the idea of losing control scares you, then listen on. That's what we're going to talk about today. Once when I was in college, I tried to rappel on a bridge in Biak na Bato, one of the tourist spots here in our area. At first, I thought it looked easy. I thought it wasn't so scary. Then when I wore the harness and the helmet, that's when I felt my gut go crazy. I had a quick briefing, then I had to wait for my turn. When I was up, I was asked to step on the ledge of the bridge. The instructor gave me reminders as if he was just asking me to simply sit on a chair, as if it was that easy. Still, I thought, since I'm already there, so go ahead and do it. And I thought, is this the hardest part? But I know that the fun was just beginning at that moment. So that's the time that they asked me to turn around and face them. My back against nothingness. Then they asked me to lean. In my head, I was screaming all the profanities I could think of. In my head, I thought, lean on what? Air? Still, since I was there already, I did it. I went ahead. I leaned. Slowly, I felt that they were losing their grip on the harness to let me fall. Oh fudge. What did I get myself into? In my head, I thought, yeah, it makes sense. That's what the point of rappelling is all about. It wasn't a big deal at this point compared to what would happen next. Because my feet were still touching the edge of the bridge. I still felt that little control over the situation. So when I was on the edge, leaning on the air, with only one rope, tied to me, they asked if I was ready to descend. You know what? At this time, it feels like a lifetime in retrospect, but I'm sure that it was just a minute when it all happened, when I was all in my head and thinking of whether to go ahead with it or back out. But still, since I said to myself, you're already there. So I gave the go signal, and there it began. I was one step away from completely hanging on air with just one piece of rope tied to my body, and that one piece of rope was what my life relied upon. So when I said yes, I felt that rush. I think I felt my eye dilate so much and my hearing enhanced by 1,000. Those who were there standing on the bridge watching me descend were not helping me pacify my fear at all. One even pointed out how she saw the fear in my eyes. Well, I thought that was helpful. So back to me hanging on the bridge with my feet on the edge. I gave the go signal and they let go of the rope. I thought I just died a little, but it was so freeing. I didn't hear anybody else, just my thoughts and my breath. Adrenaline working overtime, definitely. And when I got to the rocky bottom of the river, I wanted to do it all over again. It was so thrilling. Surrendering to expectations feels like that. At first, we'll use all our might not to surrender, to keep on holding on. We hold on to things so tightly as if we have ultimate control over it. So as it slips, we grip it even tighter. But we know that it will happen anytime soon. It will slip away. It is not up to us. It is not in our control. To most people, surrendering our expectation is not.
We will be right back.
Are you passionate to help other podcasters? Wanted to connect to growth-minded podcasters and service providers? The Podcast Creators Society is now open for new members. Head over to www.podcastcreatorsociety.com/community. Are you ready to finally start your own podcast? Maybe you already have one, but need a podcast manager to help you level up. We're here for either. Book a call at www.kangaroofern.com www.kangaroofern.com.
Like what you hear so far? Make sure you never miss a show by clicking the subscribe button now. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you for your support. Now, back to the show.
Not an option. We'll do whatever we can just to make sure that what we had in mind, what we have planned, what we have envisioned is what should happen. We do this because we think it makes us feel safer, more at ease. Assuming to have control over things gives us some sort of assurance, but there are so much that influences the outcome of our plans. Don't get me wrong, pod friends. I value having some sense of control. It gives us confidence. It comforts us. It keeps us sane. But I'd be willing to argue with anyone that losing control is also life-changing. The ability to succeed or to even achieve happiness includes letting go and allowing things to fall into place, not interfering with whatever is happening that is beyond our control. Pre-pandemic times, I used to plan, host, and sing on events. Over the years that I've been doing it, planning an event was less and less stressful. But what's most stressful about the events are the clients. Because it's natural for them to plan and envision how their event should be, how it should look like, and what it should be like. But I know for a fact that events have a brain of its own. You can never expect what could happen, but you could always be ready as it happens. I had a client before that was 2 hours late for their own reception for a very valid reason, but still, they were late. There was one event that the bride had difficulty breathing and we had to stop mid-program. And then there was an event that lasted until 2 a.m. One of the craziest and longest debuts I've hosted. You have that sense that you have to have control over things. But let me remind you that you can expect. But it's better to be able to quickly adapt. This is a skill I learned and I value and has helped me adapt quickly to the ever-changing times that we have. Learning to adapt can only be acquired if you learn to let go. Of course, you still need to have a plan. You still need to have a goal, but it helps to have a flexible mindset towards achieving it. Let go of control. Let go of expectations. Let go of fear. And slowly, you'll be able to appreciate what life has to offer. And as I close, let me drop this quote from Mario Andretti, an American race car driver. He wittingly said, "If everything seems under control, you're just not going fast enough." That's it for today, pod friends, and I hope this episode sparked something meaningful in you. If you'd like to listen to more of Wellness Fridays with Coach Joy Karen, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to connect, you can find me on Facebook. Just search Joy Karen, the Creativity Coach. The conversation doesn't end here, friends, because we are inviting you to join us over at the Podcast Creator Society. The link is on the description. This is a community of podcasters helping out podcasters and other content creators in a space where you are welcome to share and learn from each other. We're excited to welcome you as one of our founding members, so please check the link out and I'll see you there. You're also invited to join us over at the Podcast Freelancers Hub, where you can share your services with other freelancers who can be able to help you in your podcast or social media needs. And if you feel that this is worth sharing, please do so. It will really help us reach more podcasters and content creators who might be needing that spark of creativity, inspiration, and overall well-being. Again, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you again next week. And before I go, let me remind you to keep on doing what you love most. That is how you #sparkle within. Bye, friends!
Are you ready to finally start your own podcast? Maybe you already have one, but need a podcast manager to help you level up. We're here for either. Book a call at www.kangaroofern.com. www.kangaroofern.com.